What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I hope you're all having a fantastic Friday. It's August 27th. We're approaching 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. SPRT going parabolic. Wow. Just wow. Yesterday it closed at $20. Today it gapped up pre-market to a high of $56. Talk about a score, whoever swung this. Going into today, we were preaching in the pre-market prep in the Discord. We all decided to come in early today and get going on the day to close out the week. We knew a lot of FOMO was going to be in the market. We knew it. So we got to be smart about it. We got to take a step back, analyze the situation. We know everybody's going to be so excited about SPRT and how much it's gapping up. We had to control ourselves, compose ourselves. There's other opportunity that's out there. So when SPRT opens up, I told everybody, stay far away from SPRT. It's up just way too much. When stocks run up like this, it's a beautiful thing, yeah. But from $20 to $56, this thing is so far gone from reality. That's what I like to say. It's not even worth it. It's not. Let it open up, do what it's going to do, and let the chart set up for some type of play later on. We've had some good opportunities today. We really did. Right out of the open, we had RGC for the quick snap up over that trend line. From 32, this got a quick pop to 37.50. So nice $4, $5 spike right out of the open on RGC. And this is a stock everybody forgot about. This was a big runner earlier this week. From 14 running all the way up to $40. And then from 27 runs all the way up to $60. Woo! Talk about some opportunity out here. Man. So RGC, good quick opportunity. We also had TKAT have a nice $1 range back and forth on it from 12 to 13. I hope you guys were all able to stay safe out here. Things can get a bit crazy and wild when you start to see all of these stocks go parabolic. You can start to lose touch with reality. And if you're not careful, you can really damage your account just by getting caught up in the moment. Learning from my past experiences as a trader, when you start to see stocks like RGC running like that, and then you got SPRT running like this, a lot of people will want to get into aggressive mode. I want to do the opposite. I want to get into defensive mode, to be honest. Because we all know majority of people lose money in the stock market, right? And this is how people could easily blow up accounts and just blow away days, weeks, even months worth of work in just one trade. When you start to see stocks like this pop up and go wild, what a lot of people fail to do is they fail to adjust their risk. They fail to adjust their size. And if you get caught on the wrong side, it could turn pretty deadly. I mean, right out of the open here from 39. Look at this death candle all the way down to 34. That's a $5 death candle in 1 minute. Super wicked volatility on SPRT. So we streamed today. We traded RGC right out of the open. Today was a pretty wacky, crazy week. I had to take a few days off this week. On Monday, I actually had an old friend that got into an accident and passed away. So I lost a friend, come to find out, on Monday. So I had to take a couple days off and away from the market, because whenever something dramatic like that happens to you, you're not in the right state of mind. You go numb, and it can be very, very dangerous trading when something dramatic like that happens. So Monday, Tuesday, I wasn't around. I came back Wednesday, and then Wednesday I've been here since. But today total, I'm closing out the week. Today, Friday, I'm up almost 2,200. We traded TKAT, SPRT, and RGC. SPRT, look at it, only 500 shares, $1,200. I'll take that. RGC, right out of the open, we got in on this. 1,000 shares, $700. I'll take it. TKAT, now this one was really good. I was really proud of myself on this one. We were watching TKAT. We were anticipating for it to break over that 13 level. When it got up to that 13, we've noticed weakness, and we bailed out. We protected ourselves and got out of it. Now look at where TKAT's at. It's down near $11. So what I try to teach these guys, you gotta adapt to the situation. You gotta adapt to the environment that you are seeing currently right now. Things could look good right now, but then 5 seconds, 10 seconds from now, things could change. And that's when you gotta adapt. Pull out of a position and move on. I'd much rather bail out of this and protect myself than hold and hope. Oh, I hope it blows through that 13 and goes parabolic. I hope it does. I don't want to base my career off of hope. So being very, very, what's the word I'm looking here? You want to be in tune with the environment and your thoughts and what's going on currently right now. Because as traders, especially day traders, it's all based on our emotions and how we react to these situations. SPRT, I can't tell you guys how many times in the past when stocks would go parabolic like this, I would get so caught up. I don't know why it keeps disappearing. I would get so caught up in how much the stock would run up. Right when that market would open, I would be rushing to try to buy in on it and predict where it's going to go. And I would just get destroyed. Destroyed. Let the stock set up. Let it do what it's got to do. The chart will tell you when it's ready. This thing sold off, and look what it did. It set up a beautiful wedge just underneath that VWAP. And we said in the Discord, if they let it bounce, this thing's going to run to 42, 45. And this thing's been pulling back pretty textbook. SPRT still looking pretty bullish. This could easily run back up to 50, 55. It's looking really good. I'm not going to sit around and trade it though. $2,200 for a Friday. You secure that bag. And that's what I do. I secure that bag. Lock those profits in as I preach to you guys. I don't care if this thing runs to $1,000. I made my money for the day. And if you have that type of mindset, that's how you do this for a living. I'm here to trade another day. I want to show up and trade tomorrow, right? I don't want to blow all my marbles on one specific trade. And you got to get it out of your mind that you're going to get super rich in a short amount of time. This takes time. It really does. But when I say this is pretty textbook on SPRT, it is. This is really textbook, and this is showing just so much bullishness. So with SPRT here, we got a beautiful wedge right here, right? You can see the wedge. It broke out from that wedge, and when it pulls all the way back down, look, it pulls back and holds as support at the wedge where it broke out from. That's showing bullishness. Not only that, we have a nice rounding bottom here. That's another sign of bullishness. And if we break over that psychological $45, this thing's got all this room to run all the way back up here, which is where that $50 is, right there. Now it looks like it's setting up a cup and handle. A cup and handle is a U shape, and there's your handle, breakout. But who knows how long it's going to take for this to break up over that 45. That's the hardest thing in the market with technical analysis. You can see what's going to happen, but it all comes down to time. When is it going to happen? And that's the hardest thing to master. The hardest. Nobody knows for sure when it's going to make its move. We're also coming to the end of August, guys. So that's something to keep in mind. We're coming to the end of August and we're going into September. September has always been the slowest month of the year. Always. So I'm going into September with caution. I'm being serious with you guys. It might be pretty dead in September, and we have to accept that. We still have October, November, December. I mean, there's 12 months in a year. We can allow 1 month to be slow, right? So just be cautious going into September, guys. Take a step back. I would scale back, and I would just get into defensive mode. If you're up in profit on the year, think about protecting those profits. Sound like a plan? Let the markets prove to you if it wants to keep running, and you'll see strength across the board. So like I said, Monday, I found out I lost a good friend. So I wasn't, I showed up, but then I bailed out because I found out I lost a friend. And then I was absent the rest of Monday. I was absent on Tuesday. And then I came back Wednesday. Now, Wednesday, I took a swing trade overnight on SNTG and sold it in the morning as it was pushing over 7. This was a good setup, building up momentum. SNTG, it was a recent big gap down. Let's pull it up. So this thing recently, right here on the daily chart, it had a big gap down. And then it went sideways. And if you zoom in, this thing just started building momentum up on it. From 375 was just picking up and building up that momentum. And every single day, this thing would just build and build and build. I was anticipating for it to have a bit more of a boom here, but it just simply stalled out at that 7. So with this building up and building up, I was anticipating for this to get that euphoria run. So I got in, held this overnight. Just a little swing trade on SNTG. Came back 5,000. And then that's when RGC popped up and started to go. And with RGC, I quickly got in on, or no, it was LWAC I traded. This was 3,000. So I made 8,000 on Wednesday. And then I took a loss on BYSI. I lost $400 on BYSI. That's when I said I'm done. I got to cut it. 8,000, that's a fantastic day. I'm happy with that. That used to take me 2.5 months to make that type of money. That's really good. So then going into Thursday, we were seeing all of these stocks, RGC, gap up, Parabolic. I was honestly in defensive mode on Thursday. I was actually scared because whenever I see stocks like RGC gapping up like this, Parabolic, you could lose touch with reality and get caught up in this. And the only reason this thing ran like it did was because it got squeezed. And look at it gaps up Parabolic. They run it just before the open. And look at what it does. Right out of the open, it quickly rips up, halts. Then they open it and they slam it down. And just look at how much up and down it was. And this thing really didn't take off and go till around 1 in the afternoon. So I went into this scared. And I was focused on... No, that was this day right here. Thursday. I had my attention on RGC Thursday. After this went on a parabolic run. And anticipating for this thing to bounce. Oops. Right here. See, right in the morning, it went from 37 up to 39, pulled back, came right back up to that 39 again. We were anticipating for this to break over that $40 and get a good run up to at least 45. But this thing stalled out, and what popped off was TKAT on Thursday. Right here. This thing went from $10 to $14. And then VRPX. This thing ran on Thursday too. Right here. Right out of the open, it went from 18 to 2150s. So I got tunnel vision on RGC and totally forgot about TKAT and VRPX. And I got I'm going to say pissed off because I missed out on these moves and I didn't want to chase after them. So I got irritated with myself on Thursday. You guys all remember from the stream Thursday. It's like when I seen these things popped off, and I had my attention on RGC and it just wasn't doing anything. You guys pretty much seen the life get sucked out of me. Like this, it killed my confidence because I can't believe, and it just goes to show how easily you guys can get sucked into tunnel vision. I had my attention on this because I was googly eyed on what it did the previous day and totally overlooked TKAT and VRPX. And SPRT even ran that day as well. So I recognized I was pissed off and getting that FOMO, like I couldn't believe I missed out on it, and I knew I missed it and I didn't want to chase. So I had to step away and leave for the day. And that all comes from when I tell you guys, always be monitoring your thoughts and your current state of mind and your emotions. If you feel like that adrenaline's kicking in and you're overly excited, you have to notice that. You have to take a step back and go for a walk. Leave. Because if you don't have a handle on your emotions will run you over. They will. They'll take control of you and you'll end up clicking buttons and then regretting it later. And this is all coming from my experiences, guys. I'm trying to preach this to you guys to protect you from yourself. Because I went through all of this stuff, and it took me a long time to realize this stuff. Even SGOC. Do you hear anybody talking about SGOC? No. And look at every single day this thing spiked. So there's opportunity out here, guys. Every single day this stock spiked. Here it went from 550 to 7, 575 to 725, 625 to 9, $8 to $11. Good opportunity on SGOC. The SPRT, it's still trying to break over that 45, 46. Just be careful, guys. I mean, we're in lunch hour trading right now. This thing's overcrowded. It could do whatever. It's a coin flip trading this thing. Because we don't know if it wants to keep going up or if it wants to just fall apart. My logical reasoning, it has no business being up this much. So, more than likely, it's going to go back down. Always try to think, what's the worst that could happen? Alright, so, Hawk Driver says, that's the difference between a get rich and a do this for a living mentality. Going back to thinking, yeah, get it out of your head, guys, that you're going to make a boatload of money in a short amount of time. Sure, you can with stocks like SPRT, but how many people do you hear Yeah, I bought in 5 days ago down here at 10, and I sold pre-market up at 50. You don't hear anybody saying that. You don't even hear anybody saying, yeah, I got in at 14 and I sold this morning at 50. There's nobody in their right mind gonna let a position run 10, $20 to the upside and not take anything off the table. Even yesterday, people going into the close, I don't even know how they would swing this with it running like that. I didn't even get to check to see Flash SEC on SPRT. Let me look into it real quick. I would honestly think this company would want to at least lock in profit or dump shares into the market if they were able, because this stock is up. Come on. Look at it. The stock went from $4 a share literally at the end of July, $4 a share. Now it's up at $50 a share. If I was the CEO of this company, I'd be wanting to take that profit off the table. All right, SPRT. So the float is 15 million. Short float percentage is at 39%. All right. They have 32 million in cash. They have an operating expenses. Every month they burn through $1 million. They got revenue. It's clean. They ain't got nothing. None, 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 none. So, yeah, PRT very well could keep going. This thing's wild. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days straight it's been running. I would just be careful though. I mean, the company, just always try to be cautious, guys. Don't let one stock take you out. Always think of the worst possible scenario. They halt it, company files, they want to exercise shares or something. I don't know. And then that gaps the stock down $15, $20. It's abnormal for these stocks to run like this. And like I say, once the squeeze is over, the stock has no reason to be up that high. People who got in last week are fine. I highly doubt there's people who got in last week still holding onto positions. I It'd be so hard to not want to take profit off the table. It's getting to that unreal expectation of like, how high do you think it's going to go? You know? Nobody knows how far these stocks will go. Nobody. But that's just about going to wrap it up for me, guys. My day is done and over with. I'm good and fine with what I've traded and what I've made today. And like we've talked about today, guys, there's more to it than there's more to life than just sitting in front of your computer all day and just looking at screens. You know, keep your mind and your body healthy. The whole purpose of us doing this, guys, is to have freedom, not to be tied down and locked to our screens and charts 5 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day. That's not freedom. So look at the advantages of this, like we've talked about. Where else in the world can you go, show up whenever you want, and trade whatever you want, make as much money as you want, and then leave? Come in, do your business, get out. And it's just like what I've said today, this morning. My main goal and objective is to show up every day, make that money as quickly as I can, and be done, close it up, and enjoy the rest of my day. I don't care if I show up and I make money within the first 10 minutes. If I make money, I'm good. That's all I needed to do. I don't have to go off and work at a job that I hate. You know, I don't want to be there working for somebody else. You gotta look at the advantages of this. Get it out of your head that you're gonna make a crap load of money really quickly. The whole process of this is to take it a day at a time. And that's going back to the Trader's Lounge here. Somebody asked a good question, and it was on my mind all week. Somebody asked in here if he said, "Why don't you trade once you have made your money for the day?" What he was saying was, "Why don't I stick around all day and trade the stock market?" There's just many reasons to not want to sit here all day and trade. That's very, very, that's a lot on you. That's a lot. And you got to look at it like when you go to the casino and you see old people sitting at the slot machine or the video poker machine all day and all night. They're degenerate gamblers. So if you sit here all day and trade all day, you're a degenerate gambler, right? Get in, make that money, get out. Get in, make that money, get out. Get in. If you don't see any opportunity, then leave. Come back the next day. It's all about perspective, guys. Perspective. I'm in this to do it for a career, not for the thrill, right? All right, you guys. I'm done. Have a good week. SPRT, hopefully it runs to 100, 500, and beyond. I got my slice of the pie. I'm happy with that. Be safe out there, guys. Lock in those profits. And remember, always live to trade another day. Don't let one stock take you out. Amazing opportunity out here in the stock market. SPRT, RGC. Study these charts, learn from them, break them down, because history will repeat again.